الحمد لله رب العالمين ولي المتقين ونصير المؤمنين والملك الحق المبين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله إله الأولين وإله الآخرين ونشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله الصادق الأمين وإمام المرسلين وخاتم النبيين ورحمة للعالمين اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواجه أمهات المؤمنين وآله الطيبين وأصحاب الطاهرين وأتباعه المخلصين. In general, there are two directions in which we can contribute. First, making whatever effort we can make to promote genuinely democratic elections in Muslim countries, so that at some point we can have governments who will look after the interests of the people of their countries as well as the Muslim Ummah at large. Second, explaining to fair-minded Jews and Christians the significance of Masjid al-Aqsa. For example, we should explain to them that Masjid al-Aqsa is not built after the destruction of the house of worship that was there previously. The house of worship there was destroyed 7 centuries before Islam by the Romans, and the site of the temple laid waste for all that time. 4 centuries before Islam, the Romans became Christians and started to have Christian emperors. But even these Christian emperors only once tried to rebuild a house of worship there. And the one time a Christian emperor tried to build the temple there, he was interrupted by an earthquake. And then never any attempt was made to rebuild the temple. Had there been an existing temple on the site, the early Muslims would never have destroyed it to build a new house of worship on it, because it would have been against the clear teachings of the Quran. Muslims built the mosque on a site that was neglected for 7 centuries. And when they built a house of worship, they did so not for a different God, but for the same God for whom it was originally built. That is God of Abraham, Jacob, Isaac, David, and Solomon. Alayhim salam. If this point is explained to non-Muslims, then at least some of them would be more sympathetic to the mosque in Jerusalem. Another thing we can explain to Jews and Christians is that the rebuilding of Masjid al-Aqsa by the Muslims provided a fascinating fulfillment of some prophecies found in their own Bible. Thus we read in the Bible, God is talking and saying, "Mine house shall be called the house of prayer for all peoples. And many nations shall come and say, Come, let us go to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the God of Jacob." These prophecies have found an impressive fulfillment through Muslim building of masjid in Jerusalem. Through Islam, many nations, Egyptians, Africans, Turks, Persians, Malaysians, Indonesians, Indians, have accepted the one God of Abraham and Jacob, and until recently they came as pilgrims to Masjid al-Aqsa to pray to him. In this way, through the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the house of Allah in Jerusalem truly and for the first time in history became the house of God for all people, just as some passages in the Bible predict. Ibadallah, udullah, ya bani as-samawati wal-ard, ya zal jalali wal-ikram, nawwir qulubana bi-nuri ma'rifatik. Allahumma harrir Falastin min al-zalimin. Allahumma harrir Masjid al-Aqsa min al-ghasibin. Wa ila as-salati fihi waffiq jami' al-muslimin. ربنا لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا ميتا إلا رحمته ولا مجاهدا إلا نصرته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا حاجة أخرى هي لك رضا إلا قضيتها يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم نسألك رزقا طيبا وعلما نافعا وعملا متقبلا ونسألك العفو والعافية في الدنيا والآخرة. اللهم خلد بلاد الإسلام وانصر المسلمين في كل مكان. اللهم زدنا ولا تنقصنا وأكرمنا ولا تهنا وآتنا ولا تحرمنا وآثرنا ولا تؤثرنا علينا واردنا وارضنا. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. وأقيم الصلاة